This Friday, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan are back to switch things up in Disney's Freakier Friday.
Totally, yes.
It's an absolute riot, and the only movie that can be described as
So much weirder than the last time.
What last time?
it's the frequel
You ready?
we've been waiting for.
That absolutely slays.
What deeply out of touch old person came up with that?
You did.
Wow.
Don't miss the comedy event of the summer for all ages. Disney's Freakier Friday in theaters this Friday. Get tickets now. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
It's Wednesday, Addams. I see you're trying to distract yourself from your own banal thoughts. Let me help. Here's a recording thing made of my latest root canal.
Wednesday, Season 2, begins August 6th, only on Netflix.
I'm always looking for ways to show my cat how much I love her. And with Fancy Feast gems, I can pamper her whenever I want with a savory gravy on top of a gourmet mousse pâté. The pyramid shape makes serving simple, so all I have to do is peel and plate to make mealtime feel extra fancy. And with 2 entrees in every pack, it's easy to turn every day into the extraordinary. Fancy Feast gems.
Pie in the Sky Media. This series contains adult language and descriptions of graphic violence throughout. Listener discretion is advised.
And we're live. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back, Criminal Mischief Nation, to another bonus episode of Criminal Mischief with Carolyn and Branden. As always, we are joined by the great Carolyn Osorio. Hello, Carolyn. How was your week?
Hello. Great. We have a special guest with us today.
We do.
Branden you just looked at her lovingly. That look was so loving.
Yeah, want to make sure
really
she's all right.
was.
I
Yeah.
rescued a baby sparrow about at the beginning of the summer, so 3 months ago. She was not even a fledgling, small, flightless, about the size of half of my thumb, and on the sidewalk in front of the house. And fed her with an eyedropper for a couple weeks, and then got her little cage. She started sprouting some feathers and tentatively learning how to fly. She's not really good at being a bird. She can only, I think her mom kicked her out of the nest.
Can she fly?
I think there was some deformity. She can fly down in a lazy circle to the left. And she gets so proud of herself when she does it.
I was going to say, you are a proud papa. So what you're saying is she falls?
No, she glides in a very reckless, haphazard way to the ground.
Have you seen Rio, that kids movie Rio?
No.
Oh, okay. It has a bird that has a similar issue. It's really cute.
So when
Well, you know what? She's great. She looks huge.
Yeah, she's getting big. Listen, when I go outside in my front yard and I see actual sparrows in the wild, completely different animal. Okay.
Yeah.
She's obviously was the runt of the litter and is kind of fucked up, like physically. These other sparrows are like missiles going across the yard, and they can fly up and they can do turns and shit. And she's nowhere near that. It's like she's on a big wheel and they're a Ferrari, So, but she tries and she's cool and she's friends with my cats, and they haven't eaten her, and they've had multiple opportunities because I've like left the cage open and gone out, and shit, and come back, and they're just chilling. They're chilling. So yeah, she's a good bird. She's a good bird.
Okay. How was your week?
My week was good. My week was, it was busy, just grinding it out. Kids are at school, volleyball. The high school volleyball season's done for my oldest. The club season starts next week. So no rest really. Otherwise things are great. Things are great. Just plugging away. It's my favorite time of year. My Yankees are in the World Series, so I'm happy about that. And they're playing the Dodgers. And I went to go see, hey, let's see if I can just maybe mess around and get some tickets. What do you think the cheapest ticket at Dodger Stadium, as far away from the playing field as you can get and still technically be in the stadium? What do you think it costs?
$2,500.
Oh gosh, no, okay. $1,400 for the worst seat in the house. Doesn't really seem worth it, but then it kind of really does seem worth
Is
it.
that
So
for one ticket or two?
one ticket.
One ticket. Okay. So are you going to pull the trigger on that,
I
or?
don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, you better hurry. That one
I got
ticket.
enough friends. I got to think I got enough friends in LA that. But then anybody who's got Dodger connections made the call first thing last night when the Dodgers clinched, right? So anybody who has any kind of connection is getting hit up right now. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll try to go scalp. I've always had a lot of success scalping at Dodger Stadium, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm just happy that the Yankees are back. It's since 2009. Gosh, it's been 15 years since we've been to the World Series. It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, then you should go. I mean, I feel I missed on the Paul McCartney when he came to town. I was like, I can't remember what was happening, but I think the tickets were like $2,500, and
I don't miss those things. I saw McCartney. I saw the Stones when they were here, and I have that opportunity Friday. It's the game one of the World Series. But my friend got me tickets to Pink Floyd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you saw that she just.
I saw her. It looks like a dive bomb. She doesn't know how to
Jumped
fly.
from the microphone and
I
falling
saw
down my back.
I saw the whole thing. Okay, Brandon.
You didn't see what she did on my back. It was like a scramble. It was like she was sliding down the face of a mountain.
Better be careful if she doesn't. It's a good thing you wear glasses, because like you get a claw in the eye, and that would not.
My eye. Yeah, she's probably gonna poop on my shoulder. That's not a seed, dipshit. No, that's a butt. Okay, sorry.
A button.
She's not really good at being a bird, but she's very, very. Ow! Stop it. She's very sweet. She's very sweet. So we got to talk about this.
I know.
Because I remember this. I remember the big media case. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know part 2, Revenge of the Nerds part of this case. Okay. But sorry.
That's being generous.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
Being generous.
Did you see that terrible? And when this movie was announced, there was never anyone more happy than me. Okay. The Counselor. It was a Ridley Scott, one of the greatest directors of all time, directing a screenplay by Cormac McCarthy, one of the greatest novelists of all time. And it had Brad Pitt, and it had the cast was insane in this movie, and the movie was so terrible. It was so bad. Michael Fassbender was in it. Penelope Cruz was in it. But anyway,
how does that happen?
I don't know. It was basically just an exercise for Cormac McCarthy to, kind of examine and investigate beheadings in the present day. Like there's a scene where the bad guys string a thin wire across a desert highway, and a guy on a motorcycle is going by and gets his head cut off, right? And there's this terrible murder device that the drug cartel uses. It looks like just a thin wire metal collar with a brick of a device on it, and they just kind of come up when you're not looking. They put it over your head, and then it's remote control. And what that device is, it just slowly winds the coil up, and it slowly chops your head off, right?
Yeah. So this is what you were thinking about when
I was thinking of when I was hearing this guy wearing this device around his neck, because that's what happened. It exploded. It just popped his head off, right? I mean, that's what happened.
I don't think it did, because it was like a handcuff, one handcuff. So it was a thick metal. I think.
Right, but I'm saying the explosion went under his chin and up this way. It didn't go down or into his chest.
Well, I think it went down into his chest. Yeah, he had like.
I read something different. Okay.
Well, maybe you're right. I mean, I didn't spend a lot of time thinking about how.
Well, I was trying to find unedited video. I wanted video of it.
Yeah, I watched the video of it, and thankfully, you don't really. You just kind of see smoke, and then it's like, I mean, it's so fast. And then, but I mean, you felt for the guy. He's trying to scoot back because
to get away from it.
It's such a natural thing to do.
That's when everyone knew, oh, wait, this is real.
Yeah.
He's right. In a way that's.
Didn't Yeah, I think they still were like, this was such an odd, you got to put that bird away. I'm serious.
No. It's such a weird thing because to have that honest, really irrational reaction that you can back away from something that's attached to your body. I mean, that's
I
very,
think that's
very
so
honest reaction.
genuine. I think that's so genuine because that's
Yeah.
what, how you do, like what you said with your mom, like when she calls you and was like, you're like, Mom, call 911. What do I do? Call,
What's
it's the
that
same
number?
kind of thing where it's like, what's that? Yeah. What's that number? And it's like, here, you're going to get away from it, but I can't. And then that recognition that he thought, and he had like those seconds, and then knowing this is it, something really bad is going to happen to me. And he was right. You know what I mean?
Wow. So what was interesting is how this case was described by the FBI as one of the most complicated cases that they'd ever worked. Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's so complicated about this. And then you get into it and you're like, oh, okay. There's a lot of moving parts there, but I got to push back a little bit on it being complicated because this dipshit kind of gave up the ghost right away. He gave it up right away.
Which dipshit are we talking about? Bill Ross?
The guy, when he called up and he said, hey,
oh, right.
There's a body here and I had nothing to do with it. And this has nothing to do with that guy. Wait, what? Right there, he's got a billboard pointing to him in neon saying, ask me about the other guy because I did it,
Here's what I think, though. I think that this guy, I don't know if he got that cancer diagnosis during this time period. So he really had nothing to lose. I think, and so the fact that he draws this breadcrumb to it, he really, as I watched, over 2 hours of him talking, like first when he was, being interviewed at the police station, and then as he was taking them through his house and then Marjorie's house. And he really seemed to be enjoying this aspect of being heard and talking about his process and it was just really bizarre, super bizarre. So part of me wonders if he really did want the credit for this. He really did want to be seen as something more than just a part-time shop teacher for, the Erie School District. Like if you look at the sum total of this guy's life, knowing that he's got this horrible cancer diagnosis, and it's like, what is his legacy? Now, one could argue, don't make your legacy putting a bomb collar around.
You're a sadistic murderer. Right. Yeah.
Right. But that's what he obviously wanted to do. And he wanted to play like cat and mouse with it, because why would he put that in the very first line of his, alleged suicide attempt? Right. I mean, he's not that dumb, right?
You'd think, but even if you were smart and trying to be clever and to leave a trail of breadcrumbs, as you said, that's even a clunky way to do it.
I know. Well, it's like my thing about him too is that he totally tries to throw her under the bus in the beginning and paint this picture, which men do, of the woman just being this,
hysterical,
emotional, crazy, like he really doesn't want to have anything to do with her, but she keeps coming. And it's like, he is not taking accountability that he is so into her, because why else would he do all this stuff? You know what I mean? Like he totally tries to distance himself, and then he is in so deep. He was with her when she bought the shotgun. I mean,
yes. I know. Oh, the bird. Sorry. So, I mean, they were about to be married. They were dating in the 60s, for Christ's sake. Okay. When they're like teenagers or in their early 20s, they were engaged and then it didn't work out. And these two really, really smart people, I mean, it's almost a cliche, who wound up really underachieving, some you could say, in their lives. Right.
Yeah,
for like the guy was a mentor and she was this, that, right. And what he wants his legacy to be, I built a successful bomb that killed a guy, and I want the credit for it. And I'm always amazed when these profilers get it right.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, this was an electrical engineer, probably a local shop teacher. I mean, come on.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy how human behavior in some ways can be dialed in like
and
that. But in
predicted.
other ways, it is so they could not have predicted this
Right.
this whole thing. Like Marjorie with her feeling like her father was squandering her inheritance and that entitlement piece. Well, let's just get rid of him. So I mean that's the stuff of nightmares to think that your child would do that. You know what I
Would kill
mean?
you so you don't. Right. Exactly. Instead of working and creating their own wealth, they want to kill you so you don't spend money that you've earned in your life because they
And
want
they feel entitled, like
entitled to it.
it's
Right.
theirs.
See,
It's theirs.
something worthy of a Mensa mind would have been if the FBI person, okay, was the guilty party who actually did it and covered it up and became an FBI agent and then did the profile on the person doing it. And in a previous life, he was an electrical engineer and a fucking shop teacher. And he profiled himself and like put it out there. Then I'd be like, all right, that's pretty cool. But this guy,
But you know what?
Anyway.
Given the reality of this, it's not too far of a stretch to say that could have potentially happened. I mean, it's crazy.
My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso Virtual Coffee Machines. Ready to enjoy the bold flavors of barista-quality Nespresso iced coffee at home? Simply fill a glass with ice and press the brew button on your Virtual Pop machine to enjoy rich double espressos roasted to stand up even when chilled. Refreshingly bold iced coffee. Refreshingly easy to make at home. Visit Nespresso.com to shop now.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
This episode is sponsored by Friskies, who would like to tell your cats hi. Now, if that didn't get your cat's attention, there is one thing that always does the trick. Just pour some Friskies crunchy food in the bowl and you'll hear those paws come running. Works every time. With so many Friskies choices, you can always bring your cats running from their secret napping spots. There's always more to explore. See for yourself at friskies.com or visit your local store.
And what's crazy is that these investigators, they weren't connecting the dots until they get out to the property and they go, oh, what are those weird lights in the sky? Holy shit, wait a minute. Is that the tower?
We're on Peach Street.
Wait a minute. Hold on. This is
well, because it was
reminding me of something.
You know what? I'm totally not like critical of that because this was completely separate from this bomb thing. This was it's like a guy calling and saying, hey, I've got a body in my freezer. You're not going to instantly think, oh, hey, I wonder if this is connected to that weird bank robbery.
But it's the guy saying, I've got a body in my freezer. And no matter what, it has nothing to do with the body you're going to find in the attic.
Yeah, no, I know. But that was when they were doing the walkthrough. Right. You know, that's when and they were trying to. And I wish you could have seen these homes.
Listen, this worked one time. This attitude in my life actually worked once.
What?
Okay, I'm in high school and there was a lot of drinking. There was teenage drinking going on in my house. All right. My mom was out of town. My brother and his friends, me and my friends were there. Someone calls the cops. Okay. Cops are at the door. We're all in the kitchen. Okay. And my brother says, get rid all the booze, put it in the oven. Just open the oven and shove all of the booze in the oven to hide it.
Yeah.
Cops come in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Good friend to this day. His name's Joe Wegman. We're all shit-faced. And the cops are like, all right, where's the booze? I'm only going to ask once. And no one says it. That New Jersey Omerta. No one says a fucking word. Okay. Joe Wegman says, whatever you do, don't look in the oven.
So did he look in the oven?
No, because he was afraid that Joe was just cracking wise and he was going to look in the oven and we were all going to laugh at the cop and he'd be embarrassed. So he goes, if I get one more complaint, I'm coming back here and you're all getting arrested. Never looked in the oven. It was genius. It was genius. And it worked. But that was dumbass high school kids getting drunk. It wasn't like a murder and all of that.
But no, I mean, it's to your point, which is the obvious. And that was a psychological thing where that kid, your friend, had to think, well, he won't want to do that because he's going to be embarrassed. And so that just shows the level of kind of an emotional intelligence of this kid to kind of put him on the spot like that. So I definitely see why you would make that a parallel to this. But this guy, he was such a contradiction. Like they went and toured her place first, and it was total Hoarderville. I mean, crazy.
Right.
He was throwing her under the bus, like saying what a horrible place this was, and she's just got trash everywhere, and I won't even use the bathroom because it's so terrible, and da da da. And I'm thinking, man, this guy, his house is probably going to be spotless, right? It's going to be like, he's an engineer. There's everything, his shop is going to be perfect. I mean, the way that he was acting, you would think that. But no, when we get there, it's it's identical. Wow. Identical. And it was like, I mean, it was just like these two were connected together in a just really toxic way,
So, and it was her Hoarderville house where the body was found. That's at the top of the episode, right?
Yeah. It was her house. He went over there to help. Okay, so not only does he bring the body to his place, puts it in the freezer, but he brings a hoard of her stuff to his hoarder house too. Like, it was full of this like little baby doll carriages, and I don't even think she ever had any kids, and like just everything you would imagine if you were watching an episode of Hoarders. Like, but he brought her hoard to his
Want to hear something funny? So my wife's best friend from LA moved to Georgia with her family a couple years ago. And she is a collector. She's a collector. Okay.
Got it.
All right. Her husband has been really trying to kind of curtail the shit that she comes home with. All right. Apparently the basement in their house in Georgia is like the warehouse at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Lost Ark,
right? All unpacked boxes still, just with stuff like forever. Okay. But she's in LA because her dad's kind of sick and she's hanging out with her dad. And whenever she's in town, she stays here. She sleeps in the office. We have Murphy bed right behind me, right? So I get home. I get home last night, and she had just driven past an estate sale in Brentwood.
Oh my God!
And an estate sale to a hoarder is like it's like a homing beacon, right? Like she couldn't not pull in there. Okay,
yeah, it's the Holy Grail. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And there's piles of shit stacked in here. Japanese kimonos, like 30 of them. I'm like, what do you do? Why? What do you? Oh, well, one day I'm going to use them for this. I'm like, okay.
Clothes. Does she sell anything?
No.
And she has no business. No. Yeah, I think that's, I mean, I'm not trying to be like judgmental at all because I do think that it's a disease, No,
I do too. It's like someday, hopefully I'll get to use this. And interestingly, they had a lake house up in Arrowhead. And for years before they even owned the house, before she even knew her husband, she would stop on the side of the road and get like a set of fucking antlers that someone was throwing out, right? Or like some industrial lamp that an old high school gym from the 30s was throwing out. And she would just keep all of this shit, right? And then they decided they were going to sell their place in Arrowhead, buy a place in Georgia. And she had the opportunity to kind of redo the place before they sold it. And she wound up using all of that stuff that she'd been collecting. It wound up looking incredible. Okay. But that just kind of justified her hoarderism. Like, well, see, I know. So it was good.
if you look at, like, I think I've watched maybe, like, because my daughters would watch Hoarders, and I can't watch that show. I watched it maybe like one time. It's the same thing about
sad.
watching people who have like weird things that they do, like a girl who would eat her hair or something. Just, that it's based in some serious mental health issue. And like, that's how it is with Hoarders, where it's like where the hoarding started, the epicenter, the center of it, some massive tragedy happened to that person. And that's where it started. And it just started coming, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's so sad that and it's the human brain and how we like somehow collecting this stuff makes it feel better. I don't, thankfully I don't have that. I mean, I do I like the one thing that I like to collect. It's not even collecting. I love mid-century kind of furniture and stuff.
Me too.
And it was funny because my husband cannot stand mid-century. And we were watching The Lincoln Lawyer last night, which is a new series, or it's a series on Netflix. And he was driving by, and there's this like antique car that he drove by, and he kind of looks at it and just the lines of it. And he's just like, you could just see. And I said, hon, that's how I feel when I see mid-century, that feeling of like, so I get it when there's things that you want and you just have that feeling. But I think I'm really glad that I don't have that kind of, I don't want to hoard stuff, because that would just be sad.
I watched one episode of Hoarders. It was really strange. It was so well done. It was very well done and an accurate depiction. And it just made me feel kind of icky and sad. Right?
Yeah, me too.
There was this guy about our age, and in his 20s, he had convinced himself that he was the writer of his generation, the historian of his generation, that he was going to be the chronicler of our times. And so that was the impetus for him to never throw out a newspaper. He needed them for reference to write his grand opus. And there's newspapers everywhere you looked, disgusting, molding and rotten and everywhere, floor to ceiling, where you have to like turn sideways to get through a room. Okay. And and his son was trying to convince him forever, like you could just be a normal writer, you could be a columnist, you could do whatever, you don't have to like get the pressure off of yourself, dude. I mean, fucking knock it off. I mean, come on. And he was like, and he would have this nervous laugh, like, you don't understand. They need me. The world needs me. And all of this reference material, I'm going to one day go through, and I'm going to piece it all together and tell this grand story of our time. And according to the show, the spell was broken because the last shot is, a clean house and everything gone, but I don't know. I think there's deeper issues there, but
there is, because people choose this garbage over their family members. Their family members are begging, please, mom, please, I can't go in. And it's really traumatic for the children who they just want their mom or they want their dad, and they're so beholden to these items that they just can't break free of it. And so I think that these people in this episode had serious issues, serious issues that we can't even begin to understand,
Wow. So the breadcrumbs lead to this location where this poor pizza delivery guy, it was his job for 30 years. I delivered pizzas.
Really?
When I was 17. Yeah, Mario's Pizza in Jefferson, New Jersey. Absolutely. Tuesdays were tough. It was $5 pizza night. Tuesdays was a lot. Okay, it was a lot.
Funny. In high school, I worked at TCBY. I was like, there you go.
And so they take him to this location that jogs something in their memory. Oh, this is where this pizza guy went to because here are these towers, right? And so they're like, maybe it's all connected. And yes, it was all directly connected. Okay. So
but that's why I'm wondering if him coming through and I don't mean to cut you off on your larger period or topic there, is that I feel like he wanted it all to unravel.
I think he did. Listen, now hearing you say that hadn't entered my mind. I just kind of dismissed the cancer diagnosis, but yeah, I think you're probably right. I think you're probably right because he didn't have to say that, and he was smart enough to not say it, and he was probably smart enough to know that the evidence related to the body that he was calling about wouldn't have implicated him. Okay, he had some, moving a body, whatever. He would maybe catch a charge for that, but nothing like murder, But he had to put them on the scent of the pizza bomb,
and they were nowhere with it. And how would these people have been connected? I mean, to this day, Brian Wells, they don't even have, to my understanding, anything actually connecting him to
them.
To them.
Right.
In the documentary that came out on Netflix, apparently a friend of Brian Wells said that she connected them to them. But we don't know if she's like a reliable witness. Like nothing has come of it, no charges. Well, obviously, he passed away, so there wouldn't be charges. But so I don't know. But I think that who knows if they would have ever connected it to these people. Like
I mean, you mentioned something in the episode that there's evidence that maybe he was in on it and that he was going to get some of the money. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Because why would he say three black men jumped him?
Exactly.
When there's no,
when that wasn't the case.
That wasn't the case.
Right.
So who knows, who knows what the truth is, and maybe we'll never know. But I think that it does make sense that if he was somehow in on it, that he would definitely I'm out of this once he realizes that it's an active bomb. Like, who's going to put that around your neck? Right. There's no way. You know what I mean? No way.
Wow.
I mean, you've got to look up what this device looked like. It's so crazy. It's like a huge, cuff, and then it's like juts out, and it looks so uncomfortable. He's like this, and at the bank, and he's wearing this T-shirt, and it's just, they gave him all these weird clues to go 4 different stops. Like, there's no way he could have ever had enough time to make these stops. It's just so cruel.
So, all right. So how was everything adjudicated here? Let's wrap it up. So the Brian Wells bombing murder. So they both went down for that, right?
Yes. So Marjorie went down for that.
Yep.
And then Kenneth Barnes, who was, basically got 22 years, and he actually passed away before he was about ready to get out of prison, and then he died. So, and then obviously Bill Rothstein, he knew that he was going to die.
Right. He was the bomb maker. Rothstein was the bomb maker, correct?
Rothstein was the bomb maker who looked like Santa Claus, who, I mean, in some ways, was he ultimately getting back at this love of his that was never realized? I mean, it's the ultimate revenge. And he knows he's ripcording out of here. He's not going to make it, Right. And so they're going to, I really feel like he was the ultimate mastermind.
I think so too. Definitely.
In his weird ways.
And so did he die in jail? Did he die before jail?
I think that, I don't know. I know he was arrested and all of that, but I think he got sick pretty quick and was probably, getting treatment and all that stuff.
Right.
He died pretty much, he died within a year and a half, I think. So
in the Netflix documentary, did they go after this additional case years later, or did they just stay on the pizza bomb?
What do you? I mean, it's been so long since I watched that documentary. I don't know. The Duplass brothers did it, which they're so
really?
Good. Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
It's really, really well done.
One of their, I haven't spoken to them, but we're parents on the same volleyball team. Our girls play volleyball together. One of those guys. Yeah.
The actor one?
I don't know. I wasn't ever a big Mumblecore fan. I don't think I've seen any of their films or anything that they act in.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, it was really well done. Really well done. So, but I watched it years ago. I think it came out in 2018.
Okay, cool. Well, this was a really cool case. And I didn't know what was, I didn't know what the connection was, right? When in the first beginning of the episode, where it's like, this has nothing to do with all of that shit. Okay, so well, why would you say that, dude? Well, because I don't want you getting all wasting time and looking into this other shit that has nothing to do with. So don't look at it. Don't look over here. Look right here.
So when you heard that cold, did you believe it or did you hear the lie in it?
No, I'm like, okay, so that's what the story is. Whatever this thing is where he's saying, don't look at this, that's where we're going to be looking eventually. You know, I didn't know it was going to be something so dynamic. And so like, oh shit, I remember this happening, right? Yeah, that level of stupidity. I found it really funny, you know, but now thinking about it, he probably he knew he was on his way out, you know, and he was kind of thinking legacy probably. And for a guy without anything else at all in his life, I guess that's what he latched onto for his legacy.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Pretty sad.
Really sad. Yeah.
Really sad. Well, excellent episode. Thank you very much. And Nation, if you enjoyed it, go on to Apple Podcast and rate and review and consider sharing with a friend. It helps out more than you know. And as always, please consider supporting the great companies that support our show, because we couldn't do it without them. Carolyn, looking forward to next week. And until then, hope you have a good one. Stay safe out there.
You too.
From Cloud 10, Criminal Mischief is a pie-in-the-sky production recorded in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We're produced by Brandon Morgan and myself. Music by Soundstripe. I'm Carolyn Osorio, your writer and host.